So I would do the same for them. You know, like I wouldn't be somewhere and just let somebody be dogging somebody, like, you know, somebody who I grew up with or whatever, and not like, say something.
Right. And then I also think that I don't know. I think you gotta know your friends too. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of arguments start, and especially with girls, with females, I feel like a lot of arguments start because you expect your friends to do something that you would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, if it was me, I would do this. Or I always do this for my friend, or whatever. But I mean, you gotta know your friends, and you know, and how they operate. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of your friends might not call you when you're going through something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they might feel like, oh, I'd rather just
deal with all
like, give you your space, and if you want to talk to me, you'll talk to me.
I think that's a big misconception, because even like you see that meme going on Facebook, like check on your strong friend. A lot of times, it ain't that they don't want to talk to you about it, it's that they feel like maybe they can't, or they don't know how to talk to you about it because they may be so used to being there for the other friends. So that way they're like, you know, because I do have a couple of friends that like they call me all the time with issues or whatever. And like I can kind of tell when they're going through something or whatever, but like if it's me, it's like they don't do the same for me, but I don't really expect it because I don't put out there that like I'm going through something. You know what I'm saying? But just because you feel like they got a strong personality, you know what I'm saying, don't mean like they don't need to be checked out too.
No, not saying that they don't. I'm not saying it because they have a strong personality, they don't need to be checked on. I'm saying that you need to know your friends' traits. So like, me, personally, like if one of my friends go through something, I don't care if I ain't talking to them, you know what I'm saying? I might not call and be like, girl, what happened? You want to talk about it? But I might shoot you a text like, I'm thinking about you, I'm here, you want to talk. You know what I'm saying? I might not call, I might send you a text or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But that's just who I am. So if you're my friend, or depending on what level we're on, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like some people should be mad at me for doing it because this is how I am. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So not necessarily saying that you don't need help or you don't need anybody to check on you, but sometimes it's just not it's not that trait. Like you don't have that trait. It's just like, oh, come to your house and knock on your door and give you a hug and cry with you and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have that trait.
I do.
I don't. You know, I don't have that trait. I feel like anybody who really knows me, and it's not because I don't care, you know, or it's just not intentional. Because, you know, even if I hear something about people we like a group, like the group we hang out with or whatever, like if I talk to you, then I'll ask you about it or something, you know, and I'll be like, oh, well, let them know, you know, I asked about it, instead of just reaching out to that person, which is what I should do. But, you know, y'all forget me. My mind just be all over the place. 9 times out of 10. I just forget, you know, before, and then, but like when I see them, I try to make a point, you know, to say something or, you know, just let them know it's love. So my natural, like, personality characteristic traits are not to, like, text or call somebody when I know they're going through something, but that doesn't mean that they're not on my mind or in my thoughts, you know.
So.
Do you feel like people call and check on you, Brittany?
Let's talk
about some real girl code instead of that. Let's talk about what do y'all think? Which I know Brittany and I are married, but nonetheless we dated before we got married. But what do y'all think about like friends like messing with the same like guys and stuff?
Ex or guys?
Regardless.
Oh, we talking about, you said like dating.
I think that is against girl code, but I will say it's happened to me before, and I wasn't really pressed. Well, it's happened to me twice, and the first time I wasn't pressed because like it wasn't like nothing serious. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what do you mean you wasn't pressed?
Oh, what happened? You said it happened to me like
so,
what?
Yeah,
like,
you got it.
Because I used to have a friend, and like she like dated somebody after me.
Okay, so
somebody after me. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no,
don't be
you know,
politically correct. Did she date them or did she
messed with them? Like she messed with them, like they had sex or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And it was after me or whatever.
after you, like, the relationship was over, like, cause it's,
okay, so I'm gonna put it like this.
It's weird now, cause
okay,
you
so
guys y'all talk,
no,
y'all
so,
date, or y'all
okay, so I messed with this dude, and then she messed with him too, right? Okay, I wasn't impressed because it wasn't that serious.
Okay.
Like with him, you know what I'm saying? But then she did it again, and that time it was like out of line because I actually cared about the dude. You know what I'm saying? And she knew that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. So that's how I look at it. Like, I don't feel like you should do it, but I don't think I would just be like pissed off if I didn't really care about the dude. If it wasn't serious.
So I've had that same situation, kind of like what you explained, except like, so I got two things on this. I've been in that situation, and I've had like in our group of friends, two friends who for whatever reason always ended up messing with like the same guy or something, or you know. So with me in the situation, it was actually like a very serious boyfriend that I had, and then when I wasn't with him, like people who I knew, whatever, was with him and stuff, you know. At that point in time, I'm type person, I don't really move backwards, so like I don't care, you know, like I don't feel no type of way. And truth be told, if I'm done with you and we was like in a serious relationship, like good riddance, you know what I'm saying? Get them problems off my hands, or not necessarily off my hands, but you're a better person than I am, you know. So I don't feel any type of way when it's a situation like that. Now, when it comes to girl code, I do think like if you have a friendship relationship with that person, like you've been to that person's house, you know, you hang around that person, I feel like if you do start to mess with someone that they have messed with in the past, whether it's serious, definitely if it's serious, but even if it's not, I think out of respect, you should be the person to bring it to that person. And that's just like what I would do, you know. But I don't really get myself in those type of situations, just because if I know somebody's messed with somebody that even that I know, and maybe I don't even like that person, I'm like, oh no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get myself in those kind of situations, just my personality. But if for whatever reason I were to get into that situation, I do think that, like I said, if you're, like, even if it were you and I, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never hung around you like that, but, like, I know, you know, you've hung around, like, the same group of people, whatever the case may be. So, like, I don't know. I just feel like I just wouldn't do that, you know?
I'd be lying if I said it. That's why I'm, you know, a little, what's the word?
Biased?
Not biased, but...
Hesitant, maybe?
Not hesitant, because I've been the girl that did it. So, but it wasn't like an intentional thing. It was like, okay, me and her had fell out, but still, it was not right. Me and her had fell out. We weren't even talking. You know, he was pursuing me, and I was like, but eventually, you know, I gave in or whatever. So I guess, you know, maybe like one time, girl, give your girl a pass. But like, not twice, you can't keep sleeping with the same kind of feeling. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like over here like, dang, I can't even really say. I mean, he wasn't right, nonetheless. But I feel like that was, you know, should be like a girl code. But I also feel like there really is no girl code, because now, I just, from what I be seeing, like out here, it's like, people be with the same people all the time.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's why I said it, because I do feel like it's something very common for Gallatin, for a group of people to just be messing with the same person. So that's why, like, I said it. And, like, you know, to each their own. Like, it may be a group of women, you know, y'all don't mind just all sharing the same guy, so okay, cool, whatever. But like I said, you know, I've been in a serious relationship and then wasn't with that person anymore, and then have people mess with them. But I'm not the type of person, I ain't gonna hold no grudges or anything, you know, because like I'm not even with that person.
Say that I'm gonna
after
that. They wouldn't like
just cut off, honey, cut off.
Yeah, I can see that, but I'm not gonna say I'm gonna share the guy, because they were like over,
right?
But you know, I feel like even still, you know what I'm saying. I ain't justifying it. I mean, you married now, but
well, there you go.
Right, I'm like, but I'm just saying it probably wouldn't, you know, but everything worked out the way it's supposed to, I guess. So that's why I'm over here like cringing, like, dang. When you put it like that, you know what I'm saying? But
I mean,
it's what it is.
It happens, and then Gallatin, you know, it's really not that big. So like you're bound to like talk to somebody who you know has talked to someone else. That's how I said I feel like it's just all about a respect thing, you know. Like if you know, especially if you know the person and you know how they are. So if you know if you know them like that, you know they have serious feelings about that person. I feel like for you to then do something, you know, it's just I don't know. Should be a certain way that it's handled, but a lot of these women nowadays act like or come off as like they really don't care, you know. It's just like free fall.
Like as far as like with their friends and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, because these new females.
Speak on it, Brittany, don't be scared. What is it?
These new females are different to me anyway. So like, I mean,
but that's why I feel like really, is there a girl like if we talk about this cat, is there really like a girl code? Because I honestly feel, and I even feel like even I'm married, but if I was not married, an ex is an ex. Like if you're not messing with him no more, who am I to be like you can't talk to him and you in a relationship? Because a lot of times your friend be in a relationship, a whole relationship, and then I've seen it where like she'll be in a relationship, and then her friend will be like, well, you're such a trying to talk to me. Why would you talk to him? Like you know what I'm saying? But if you happy.
But that's what I said. Like you gotta know how your friends are and who's like the people you dealing with. And so like if you know this person is gonna have an issue with you messing with their ex, whether they're in a relationship or not, then you know I feel like you gotta ask yourself, is it like even worth it? Or if you feel like it's something she's gonna get over, then I mean, just do you or whatever. But you gotta know like your friends and you know how people are and stuff like that. And
do you think it's just like because we're women? Because you think a dude goes to another dude like you mind if I talk to your ex?
No, but I feel like they would feel some type of way.
They really feel some type of way.
Yeah, I just feel like men or guys don't speak on it, and they're not gonna fight, and they're not gonna be beefing for 10 years over it or whatever. But I do feel like they feel some type of way about it, and I feel like they don't like it because men's egos and stuff are, you know, different from women. But when it comes to relationships and stuff, I feel like it's very similar as far as territorial. You know, like if you had a woman or whatever, and I'll say for men, if it were a woman that man had feelings about, you know, not just like some random woman or whatever, but if it's a woman that person had feelings about, and then you're their friend and you know start messing with them or whatever, like I don't feel like they're gonna check you on it, like they're not gonna be like, what you doing, but I do feel like they would feel some type of way about it.
I do too,
and they don't remember. So, but men I feel like they got too much pride, and they're not about to argue or fight over a woman, quote unquote, unless it's like, you know, they practice on that topics.
So what's some other girl codes on the line about?
I don't know.
What about secrets? Because like secrets, like within like your friends or whatever. So everybody may have a group of friends, but like each friend serves a different purpose. Like I know you're gonna be there for me, but I know I can tell you this and it won't go nowhere. But what about like when secrets are shared amongst the group? Is it a big deal for y'all?
Well, it's a big deal for me. That's why I don't tell my secrets to my group. So,
but I mean, if they're your friends, why?
Because my definition of friendship is different. I get because like if I don't have any faith in you to be able to confide in you without you calling somebody else in the room like, girl, Brittany just called and she told me this. I don't know, are we really friends? I mean, it's associates.
But if it stays within so if it's like,
I don't want no, because if I call you, and I say, Brittany, girl, this just happened to me. Don't tell nobody.
Okay, I see.
And you call Alex, and you tell Alex, if I wanted Alex to know, I would have put y'all on three-way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, if it's something for my group, then we can have a conference call, and I can tell my whole group. But if I confide in you, then keep it to yourself. And like, I feel like I'm very good at that. Like, you know, it's like each one of my friends, they'll call and they might tell me something. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't ever got to worry about me calling her.
Right.
You know, because like,
it's the truth. Brittany is like that. But I think again, you gotta know your friends. I don't know that I necessarily care so much. Like if I tell you something and then you go tell somebody else, more so than people's little commentary to go along with. You know what I'm saying? So like if I confide in you to tell you something, and then you take it upon yourself to share it with someone else who I didn't share it with, and then y'all have this whole commentary about me in the situation, but then y'all don't even say nothing to me about it. That's when I have like an issue with it, you know, because I feel like then what if I bring it up and we all in a group, then it's like an elephant in the room because y'all done sat here and talked about it and shared y'all feelings about it or whatever, but then you don't want to tell me to my face when I'm there. So, you know, y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I don't like. So, but if you gonna be real, you be like, you know, Alex is messing around. She need to quit doing that or whatever. And then we all in the group talking about it. And you be like, you know what? I already knew it. You are messing around, Alex. Like, you need to. Then I don't think I'm gonna care. You know, like at the end of the day, I'm not. But if you just have all this stuff to say about it amongst yourselves, like if it's the three of us, y'all have all this stuff to say about it, and then let's say we out eating and I didn't know you knew about it, so I'm just talking about it and feel like that's the first time you heard about it, and then y'all ain't saying, no one's saying anything, you know? But then come to find out down the road, you had all this stuff to say about the situation, you know, before and after, or, you know, you knew about it, but you never told me. That's when I have an issue, because at that point, to me, it just seems like you are, you know, what's it called? Not celebrating someone's misery, but, you know, when people have issues, it seems like you're getting more of a satisfaction from it, I guess, than actually trying to be a friend to like help people through it, kind of thing.
I think I done been in that kind of situation, like in that little scenario, because like I said, like if one of y'all call me with something that is not supposed to go outside of our conversation, it's gonna stay between us. But a lot of times, like if you call such and such and she called me like, girl, Alex just told me this thing. Don't tell her I told you. And then Alex called me and she tell me, now I'm over here acting like I don't really know. When because you know what I'm saying? Because I'm supposed to know.
You can act like you don't know. I'm not saying to be like, oh, I already knew because whatever, you know, such and such told me. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is whenever such and such told you and you was like, you know, Alex, she wrong. She need to quit doing that. She need to grow up.
Be like, no, she doing
like,
yeah,
she doing all this exactly. Yeah. And then I hang up whatever I talk to you, and you don't have nothing to say about it. But like I'm saying, I've been in situations like that where I felt like something was shared and people had a lot of things to say about it, and then when I brought it to the table, I guess, or whatever, no one told me to my face. It wasn't maybe until after the fact or down the road where I found out what people really thought maybe, or like their opinions. And then I hate for people like, well, I didn't want to tell you, because if you didn't want to tell me, then you shouldn't have said it to, you know, whomever, or whatever. Because I feel like as a real friend, whether I'm wrong or whatever the case may be, like if you're gonna say it to Brittany, then just say it to me, because you know I'm gonna end up finding out anyways. So I feel like it's a kiki fest. Like you are just talking about the situation. You're not really trying to hope that it gets resolved.
So do y'all feel like y'all still value y'all friendships the same as when y'all were younger? Because when I was younger, for me, my friends is like have my friends, my group of friends, that was everything. But now that I'm older, got a family and kids, whatever, and then the older you get, the more you realize that some of them people really weren't your friends to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So like, you still feel like that value that you had when you were younger, friendship is still the same. Do you feel like it's like less or what?
I feel like my friendships or situationships or whatever you want to call them are the exact same as they were in high school.
You still hold them to that same value, like?
I mean, I hold them to the same standard. I wouldn't say I was like, oh, my friends, everything. Like,
not like that, but like like you know, like the value of something like your friendships. Like when I was younger,
if I deemed it valuable, then it still is.
Okay.
It's like if my relationship with whoever was valuable, like when it comes to friends or whatever, if it was valuable then, it's valuable now.
I would say, I mean, yes, but like now that I'm older, you know, we all got kids here, whatever, I would say it is still valuable, but I can't put that much time in it like I did before, you know what I'm saying? Because like I have some friends now, like my best friend, we don't even talk every day. When we do talk, we talk for a long time. And then you do have some friends like, okay, like sometimes they're a bit much and take a break from you, you know, see them a day or two, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean I don't love you, but it's just like, we're getting older, so like, should we still have that same value?
I mean, I want to be honest with you.
Maybe not value is, maybe not, I mean, right
not,
I'm using.
But I feel like I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
like, do we still put as much, you know, effort and energy into it? And I'll say that I know I definitely don't. And for the exact reason that you said, because I feel like I've had a lot of different friends who, you know, serve purposes in my life at different times or whatever. And like you said, I am older and I know myself. If I don't know anybody else, I know myself. And I know I can only deal with certain things and I only have patience or energy for certain things. So if I know you really not gonna feed that, or like I'm not gonna be interested because I can lose my interest like real fast, then I'm probably not gonna really, you know, be around you a lot. But it's not because I don't value you as a person or the relationship or whatever, but it's just our friendship at this point in my life or at whatever point doesn't really serve a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of times too, you know, when you do get older, like, you know, life is short, honey. You don't have time to just be wasting with people, you know. I ain't gonna sleep everybody myself because I'm trying to get things done. Like I said, I just try to keep it moving. So like, if we not like moving in the same direction or going towards the same thing, then if I'm just kicking it with you, then we just kicking it, we chilling. But I better be having a good time, because if I'm not having a good time, like I'm not gonna be around. Like you're not gonna be the relationship or whatever that I'm seeking at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you and me, we don't talk every single day and stuff, but like if I want to go out and do something, whatever, and even like Keisha or whatever, like, you know, like I just feel like it's certain people, you know, when you're gonna be around them, regardless of how long y'all have been friends, how often you talk, you know, you're gonna be able to have a good time, enjoy the time, because like you said, we're moms, you know, and I feel like we don't really get a lot of time to ourselves. So when I do get time to myself to like really relax and forget that I'm a mom and enjoy my life and stuff, I'm not trying to be bogged down with no unnecessary drama, right, you know, or negative energy and stuff like that. So it's not that I don't value those people, but I just know, you know, who they are and what they bring to the table and what they bring to my table in my life right now. Right. So if it's not like cohesive, I just don't really go out of my way to like try to force it, you know?
I understand that, yeah.
What? Girl, I'm just being honest, girl, because as I get older, my patience gets real short.
But I don't know, I think whenever she asked the question, I was just thinking of like, how I see the way, when I was in high school, how I viewed each relationship with each one of us, I still view it the exact same way. That's how I answered the question. Okay. Not necessarily, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I answered it. Like,
I mean, I guess kind of, but not really, because I feel like, you know, so much has transpired.
Well, I know that, but I'm not saying, I'm just saying for me.
Right, you know, and I'm so like, to answer that, how you answered it as far as the relationships go, maybe when I was younger, I would say no, just because as I've gotten older, so many things have, you know, transpired as our relationship has evolved into what it is today, that I don't view, you know, my friends the same way that I viewed them when I was in high school, because in high school, like, my friends was just everything, you know, like, that was just it. And so that's why I said, like, I love all of them and, you know, value them as people, and am happy to see, you know, whatever accomplishments, whatever they have going on in their life that's positive and stuff. But as far as like getting all sucked into, no, not really. I don't view it like that. I just don't. And it's just because where I guess I'm at in my life right now, so I don't view it really as the same, you know?
But see, y'all's group of friends, y'all grew up together, right? Pretty much like middle school, high school situation. See, I moved around a lot, so my friends changed like in my different states I was in, you know what I'm saying? So I can honestly say, like, you know, like, my best friend, I met her in like college and we was like click tight to this day. But I didn't have that like growing pain like with your friends and then going through different things. I never had that, so I can say, you know.
Well, I was kind of like you too. Like, that's why, because my dad was in the military, and so my parents aren't married, so like I would move around a lot, kind of like to go visit my dad. Like I spent like the 3rd and 4th grade with him, you know, or I like did middle school in Texas, so I didn't go to middle school with y'all, but then I did like my freshman, sophomore, and then I did my junior with my dad or whatever. So like, and that's another thing, because I did move around and I had friends in different places and stuff like that. It's easy for me to like cut people off, which is something that you and me and your husband were discussing last week. Like I feel like that's why it's easy for me not to necessarily cut people off, but to be like
part ways and be cool.
And know how they are and be like, I'm good, you know, but I still love them. So I feel like that's why it's easy for me to just like keep moving. That's why I was saying like my friends in high school, like, no, I feel like, you know, it probably was out of, is it not being naive that I viewed, you know, maybe I thought that they would do certain things or be certain ways that they weren't. And it's okay, because we're all human, you know. But as I have grown into the woman I am today, there's certain things I've seen that, you know, I'm just like, I don't really want that in my life, you know, like I don't want that. So like I love them as people, but I don't view our relationship as the same as in high school, you know. But you, I mean, you're different, Brittany.
But I don't know, like I don't care about a lot of stuff. So I don't know, like I feel like I was in high school, I was closer to Alex than anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I still feel like I'm closer to Alex than anybody. Just like, just me personally, like I feel like my relationship with her is closer. You know.
I agree. I think
you know,
that's
like
true.
just I mean, and I don't know. I mean, because I guess maybe I view it the same because like the same stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I put a lot of energy into it or I won't let it get me on a negative bubble now. Right. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I guess I could say I was pressed about it in high school because I ain't have nothing else to be pressed about. But like I'm not really pressed about it now, but it still happens. Like the same stuff happens with each one. You know what I'm saying? Like I still like question each relationship the same way I did when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like I just view it like it's the same to me. I mean, I might handle it different, but it's still the same. And I mean,
so do you have a close knit group of friends here in Gallatin? Or like, when did you move to Gallatin?
I came to Gallatin after I graduated high school. And I would say, I don't know, not really close. I mean, define close, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get to spend too much time with really anybody because I'm working or I'm at home. Or like, I mean, I have like one good friend here. Like one real good friend I can pick up and let's go right down the road or something, you know. But like my best friend, she lives in South Carolina. But like she travels up here a lot and she plans on moving up here. But
so do you
I mean, or even like no, I don't, because you know we moved around so much. But my husband has been here all his life, so I don't know how. I mean, he said he's open to it, but I don't know. Like how open or like how like if you really just like let's move, you know what I'm saying? So I think me moving, I think different atmospheres bring about different changes. Because like for when I moved here and came back, ain't nothing changed. You know, it's the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like when you go different places, I'm not saying because I think a lot of people have that mindset like if they move somewhere, it's gonna be like all these opportunities. I don't think that, but I do think when you move somewhere, you're out of your comfort zone, so that brings different things out of you. And it makes you want to like, you know, strive to be better, strive to achieve different things than when you were, you know, back home in your comfort zone.
I totally agree. And I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I never thought I would be like just living in Tennessee or whatever. But honestly, you know, I like it. I'm not gonna say that I don't. I especially like Nashville and even Gallatin and everything because it is growing a lot, which I'm definitely happy to see. Like it. You know, it has its positives and its negatives, but I think one of the positives is the diversity that's coming to like the Middle Tennessee area than like when I was growing up here. You know, I just feel like it's just a lot more diverse and accepting of other like of different cultures. You know, it's not where it you know, it's probably gonna be or whatever, but I think it's moving to a more diverse, like, you know,
I think so too.
city, like area and stuff. And so with my family living here, there's a certain comfort level, you know, with that, because I know, like, yes, moving to another city, that is one of the things you have to take into account. Something as small or as simple as your car breaking down, you know what I'm saying, on the side of the road. Yeah, you know, if I was here, I could call a few different people, you know, to either come get me, to pick my car up, to see what's wrong with my car. If I don't have the money, to loan me the money so I can get it fixed, whatever. Whereas when you're in a city and that's not the case, it's just harder. But like you said, it makes you more creative, and I feel like it does push you to like survive, really, you know, to think outside the box. Whereas I think when you're just here, where you get maybe born and raised, you get comfortable, and then the drive and the ambition, I feel like sometimes is not, you know, you have to try harder to keep your drive and ambition, because everything's just like so, like, you just are comfortable. And I think when you change up your atmosphere, and I also think it's important to travel and to see other places, because it gives you an opportunity to realize that, you know, the world is bigger than where you're at. You know, there's all kinds of people out there with all kinds of everything going on, and, you know, I think it widens. Is it widen? Yeah, the horizon.
Yeah. And let me not even, because like whenever you ask me like friends here, like when I first moved here, I was at TSU, I met my best friend there, but then when I met Dwayne or whatever, I had met like, I had his friends were pretty much my friends or whatever, but like certain situations had like transpired where, because I'm the type of person, it only takes me like good once or twice to get a feel for you, and it may be all good, but you could do one thing and it may be like, okay, maybe you've been before me, and I just gradually remove myself from the situation, like, you know, and I don't ever feel any type of way, you know, against like certain people that like I was tight with, and we're not tight now, but I just feel like I've seen something that's like, okay, that, like, you know, certain things you'll be like, okay, that's how you really feel. Like, you don't have to tell me, actions speak louder than words. So not to say like I didn't have any friends when I moved here. I did have some, but like, so I think like what you were saying, some people are just for certain seasons. And I do feel like you outgrow people. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
And that's what I guess so much. I feel like I've outgrown the majority of my friends, you know, and again, like where I am in my life right now, and it's hard to make friends nowadays. Like you can just go out and make some new friends, you know?
It is.
As a grown woman. And so that's another reason like why my circle is small, I guess. And if I do start hanging around women, it has to be, it for sure, this age, this point in my life, it has to be the right energy. Hands down, the right vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not around nobody. Like you said, all it takes is like one time for me to really be around you and to be like, oh, okay, like, you know, like, and I'm really not gonna be around you anymore if I don't really, you know, mesh with your vibe or your energy. But
I feel like if we're like this, like if all three of us are like this, and then something happens, I feel like no friendship is perfect. There will be like an argument. There might be even a major situation, but if something happens and, you know, like even like a dynamic of a friendship, like if it's 5 of us and 2 of us are into it, like, are y'all neutral or do y'all pick a side? You know what I'm saying? That type of thing too, you know? So I feel like for me, I can tell like where someone is wavering, and I'm like, okay, you don't have, I mean, if we were cool, really cool, and you knew how I was, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't be no wavering. So that's what I mean, like, as far as, okay, I can peek things and be like, you know, I just kind of gradually remove myself from the situation. That's it.
Kind of, I don't know, I may have gotten confused,
like, too many examples. Like, if it's 5 of us, and like 2 of us are like, you know,
into it,
like, but like, how do you determine, like, do y'all stay neutral? Do you, like, say, like, okay, I'm friends with both of y'all? Or do you, like, lean towards, you know,
one?
Yeah. Because I feel like,
our friendships, it's always somebody arguing.
Yeah.
And so I feel like in the past, when we were closer and stuff, I don't know that I would necessarily take a side, but I feel like the group of women that I'm speaking on, if you were to go and ask them, I would hope that they would say for the most part, like, I'm an honest person. So like if y'all get into a situation, like I'm probably gonna be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like if I feel like you was wrong, I'm like, Brittany, I don't think you should have did that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna stop being friends, you know? And if the other person wrong, I'm gonna tell them I feel like they wrong. Now, if, you know, depending on the level of it or whatever, if it causes me to view you differently because of y'all situation, then I may choose a side. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she got some other stuff going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? She did it to her this time, but next time it could be me type of thing or whatever. You know what I mean? So like if it causes me to like view you as a person different, then I probably will choose a side, you know? But if I just feel like somebody just needs to apologize, because we done had those situations happen multiple times, I feel like, in our group of friends, because we all tried to live together at one time, and I just, oh, I'm sorry, honey. I feel like we was always into it.
Like when y'all got me fired.
Girl, what? Now, who get you fired?
Ooh, not fired.
Yourself fired.
No.
How we get you fired, Brittany?
You know, y'all was fighting in my job and I got fired.
Where?
Ain't for them chicken wings.
I really don't appreciate you put my business out like that, and I really don't even remember what you're talking about or the establishment in which you worked at. So I just feel like I thought that was a situation where your manager liked you.
Oh God.
Girl.
Not maybe Misha, I don't know. Sorry, y'all. Didn't the owner, the manager, somebody like Bisha or something?
I don't know. But no, it wasn't me that started it. It was just a mess after.
I just was not finished.
Yeah, that's what happened. But no, I like to throw a shade.
It's okay.
But yeah, we used to be into it all the time. But I
mean,
mean,
don't throw that shade. But who was watching Katie while you was at work?
Yeah, and then y'all almost left.
But we didn't though. Almost don't count.
But I appreciate you for watching them for me. But now I don't know. I think in our group of friends, like I said, I feel like me and Alex was close. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I also feel like each one of us like value each other differently. You know what I'm saying? So like Alex said, she was always honest, or she feel like, you know what I'm saying, she was honest, and she would hope that we would say she was honest.
Right.
I mean, and then I feel like that certain people in the group would lean towards like, oh, I ain't fooling with her because you into it with such and such.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like it was different. You know what I'm saying? So you have a friend that's honest, or you have a friend who's like, because you into it with her because I really like her better than I like you, or I value her.
Okay, maybe that like
you
the
see what I'm
value of
saying?
friendship, maybe like
because you value it, just because you value y'all's relationship, don't mean they value y'all's relationship the same way. You see what I'm saying? So like I definitely feel like in our circle, friendships are valued on a different level.
But see, y'all have a circle. All my friends are like from different.
Right,
you know, like my friends aren't even like mutual friends.
Right.
Like I have a friend over here, a friend over, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean, but still,
yeah.
I mean, even if you're not a circle, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might have a friend in California, but your friend in California got friends too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they might not, you know what I'm saying? They might not. Y'all's view on the friendship might just be different, you know. And like I said, and that's another thing. Like you gotta be able to recognize. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like I recognized a long time ago, like the level of friendships that I had. You know.
Right.
So I mean, you just gotta be able to recognize like what level you're on, and you know. So if they, you know, act funny or lean towards whatever, like. It is what it is because I know, you know what I'm saying? I know what it is, so okay, I get it, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we should have had our group of friends.
Yeah, that's probably been good.
And you, Brittany. So you could be them
mediator.
Yes.
Not mediator.
Yes.
I'm
girl,
friends
you know,
with.
we need
So
one.
I'm friends with
Exactly.
y'all friends.
Exactly.
I
So
ain't getting
that's
y'all
the
stuff.
thing.
All the tea could be spilled.
I might get
All I used to be on the street.
Girl, I don't got no business.
See, that's the thing, because I think the dynamic of your friendship is so tight. Because, like I said, like I got friends here, but they're not like we don't all be in one room. It's like I have a friend, now Julie. I got like 2 friends, church, friend, a coworker. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like y'all can all be together in the same room and chill. You know what I'm saying? But like when you have friends in like different areas of your life, it's hard to have that. So not to say I don't have friends, but I don't have like that.
Like a clique.
Like a clique, right?
Yeah, it's something to be valued for sure. I'm not gonna say I'm not going to say that I take it for granted. But I do have, friends who I love them to death the same way I love the group of friends that I have here, but they live like in different areas and stuff.
Yeah.
I think we all do, I guess. I feel like we all do.
Yeah, and I'm definitely grateful that, not all of us, but the majority of us, the originals, can still like sit down and, you know what I'm saying, like together and laugh
Have a good time.
And make each other mad, because they usually make me mad when everybody gets together. But you know what I'm saying? But like I like that we can still do that. And
She said they usually do.
Like y'all have a good time. We vibe.
Girl, I'm sorry. It took me a minute to catch on to that. Like, girl, what? Why would you usually make me mad?
But you know what I'm saying? But I like that we can do that. You know, because I mean, it's so many people where we was friends when we were younger and we just don't even know each other anymore. So the fact that we still know each other, like for real, know each other, even though we don't talk every day or whatever, but we can still get together for dinner.
Which I'm sorry, you talking reminded me of something, because there in our group of friends, there was one woman particularly who I fell out with, like probably for good. And you and I were out one night and ran into that person.
Yes.
And she just forgot that I was even there.
No, I didn't. I was just
but
talking
she
to the
ain't
young lady.
seen the person in some years either. So
Like,
it wasn't
I
like
ain't seen her.
she's been talking to her all the time.
So it's like a casual, catching up.
No, it ain't no casual, Brittany. She brought her into my aura, into my space, and tried to force her on me.
Okay, but
I just
is there a statute of limitations for falling out? Because we had fallen out 5 years ago.
No,
We should be able to get the
I
same
think
one.
it depends on the situation.
You think? Like
What
what?
you mean
Is
the
that-
statute? What do you mean the statute?
Like she was like y'all fell out a couple years ago and it was good. But like if we happen to be in the same area, building, event, I feel like because that was so long ago, I feel like we should be able to be cordial. And if she brings you in my space or if I'm in your space and we feel like
I didn't bring anybody in anybody's space.
I'm just going off what she said.
I know, but she's exaggerating. She was the lady.
Well,
was
you
in
made
the
her
same
feel comfortable
level.
enough to insert herself into my space because she made her little way.
But
on
I
her.
hadn't seen her in a long time, so I was like, "Oh, girl, like what?" You know, I was just talking to her because me and her, like, we didn't fall out. We just stopped talking for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying?
But to answer your question, yes, there's a statute of limitations on people, like what you fall out about. But like Brittany, it's just some situations. It don't matter how long ago it happened. You're never really gonna be cool with that person again. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not gonna happen. And could I be cordial? Of course. But when I get a few shots in me, I'm gonna be raw. And I mean, I know you don't drink. I don't know if you drink or not, but I drink. And so if I take a few shots, honey, I'm gonna be my raw self. And my raw self is not gonna want to be cordial with you because
you're gonna be thinking about what happened.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be like, I'm not gonna talk to this person. But so yes, should I be cordial? Yes, but I'm the first person to admit and to say I'm not always as mature or take the higher road that I should, especially because. Again, what your husband was saying last week, not that I hold grudges, but it's hard for me to forget. You know what I'm saying? When I really care and have love for somebody and they hurt me, like hurt my feelings, like I can forgive you. You know what I'm saying? And move on from the situation, but I will never forget.
Right. And I mean, and I understand that. And I wasn't expecting you to be like kissing her on the cheek like, hey girl, I miss you so much. But I didn't want, like, I ain't the person to be like, well, me and her, we still friends, and I ain't talked to you forever, but since I'm with her, like, forget you.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, girl.
Yeah.
Cause like I said, she.
But
like,
I mean, Ruby was taking
that.
pictures with this lady and everything. Don't you think that's a bit much?
No.
And then trying to get me to get in the picture.
And I wasn't the only one. I was the only one in the picture.
And the other person in the picture, don't even get me started on that because I don't even know why they was over there.
Me neither.
Exactly. So like, why are you like? How did you even get over here? And you know how I felt about that whole little situation over anyway.
Yeah, it was kind of uncomfortable.
Kind of. I don't. Girl, I ain't gonna say that.
But like I said, I just want to be like, forget you. You know, I just talked to her like, hey girl, what you doing?
So you saying like your girl code for your crew is like if you know this, so bring her. Don't be all buddy in my space.
It ain't that like as we are now. Of course, you know what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to be, cordial. But Brittany knew where we was at, in the circumstances.
And then on top of that, I was very intoxicated. So like
she
maybe if I was sober,
making
I could
poor
have handled
decisions.
it. I probably would have handled it a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I was,
so she was making poor decisions that were putting me in a situation to make poor decisions as well. Is pretty much what I'm trying to say.
But I just don't feel like she should judge me over something that she felt some type of way about when I was very intoxicated.
Yeah.
You know
I'm
what
not
I'm
judging
saying?
you, Brittany. I'm just saying at that point you made it clear where your friendship lies.
Do y'all think, okay, so since we're talking about like girl codes, do y'all think y'all friends should be able to come to y'all about anything like as far as pertaining to, just different situations, and do you feel like you're receptive and not even like defensive? Like if your friend came up to you and was like, I noticed, maybe you put on a little weight or something like that, do y'all take it like, is she being shady? Do y'all take it like her being a friend? I just do that.
I feel like it's all about how you go about it. If we in a room in a group full of people and you decide at that time to tell me that I put on weight, and you haven't had that conversation with me before, I'm not gonna like that.
Right.
But like if we're talking and you're just checking on me and you're like, how's everything go with you? What you been up to? Oh, I noticed, girl, you done got a little heavy on the sides. What you been eating or something? Something like that. Then now I'm not gonna feel no type of way about it because
more than likely she knows she put on the weight anyway.
Right.
And do y'all get into y'all's friends like relationship?
No. That's what we always, I felt like, fell out about in high school kind of stuff. Like relationships kind of stuff,
I don't know.
I feel like we did. I don't get in my friend's relationship. Now, if somebody wants to call and talk to me about something, like, I would hope that all my friends would feel comfortable enough, if they didn't have anybody to confide in or wanted to just confide in me, that they could. And because I feel like I try not to be judgmental. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's life situations, everything going on. But at the same time, I don't know. You can come to me, but if you ask me for my opinion, I don't know. You may not like it.
Because like if you call me like first, my opinion, you just want me to listen because. Because sometimes people just call you that and then you'll fall out with your friend because you voiced your opinion. They didn't want to hear it. They just want somebody to come talk to you.
Yeah, and I think it depends on the friend too. I've been in that situation. One of my friends caught me with a situation, and she actually said, "What do you think?" She said that. You know what I'm saying? So I told her like, I feel this, and this. And she, like, everybody was like, oh, Brittany's trifling, she wrong, saying that to her, but she asked my opinion. I didn't call and tell her, you know what I'm saying? But you asked me. So, a lot of times, it depends on the friend, and sometimes they don't like what you say.
Yeah, that's what it just sounded like that situation was. And then they went back and got reinforcements.
Yeah.
Talking about, oh, you shouldn't have said that. Oh, you shouldn't have asked me.
Right. I was at work minding my business.
Girl, what are you talking about? I was trying to think when you was talk off the record.
Off the record. But yeah, like I just, like I said, when it comes to friendships, you just gotta know everybody's personality. And
what do you think about our group of friends, Brittany? Which I know you don't really.
I think highly of y'all because, like I said, y'all been friends for a long time. And one thing that my parents taught me is that in this life, you'd be lucky to have one person you can call your true friend. And whenever I was young, and I thought everybody's my friend in middle school, like, oh, that's my friend, that's my friend. And my mom would be like, you quit saying everybody your friend, because you'll be lucky to have one friend in this life. And she was right, because for me, I can just speak for, myself. Like, I have, my ultimate best friend. Like, I would do anything for her, she'd do anything for me. But, like, as far as, I guess maybe we use that term friend so loosely. Are they really a friend, or are they just, like, acquaintances? But, yeah, but I think highly of y'all, because, like I said, y'all kind of, like, grew up together. Y'all kind of like a family more than, like, friends to me. Like, when you say you and your, like, a particular friend or whatever, like, y'all go back and forth a lot or whatever, like, y'all got, like, a little sibling thing going on. Like, going on.
Let me tell you something. I don't go back and forth with nobody, Brittany. Why you rolling your eyes? Oh, sorry, y'all. My lips are so dry. Why you rolling your eyes? I don't know, do I? What?
Of course, I don't think you do now. But like, you don't really talk to everybody else.
Exactly, and that's why.
You ain't got to go back and forth with them if you don't talk to them.
Because every time I open it up, it's just something else just presents itself. I'm like, what is going on?
But I don't know. I'm glad you are our friendship like that.
You gonna get in trouble. You get in trouble. So that about 50 text messages.
Right. But, like I said, you just gotta know. I think of even, not even my group of friends, but I look at different groups, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like everybody got a personality, everybody got a personality, and I think, like I said, a lot of times stuff happens because you expect stuff from people who you shouldn't expect it from, because everybody's not going to react like you. Everybody's not going to react or do what you think they should do. Just because you will do this, and this, doesn't mean they'll do this, and this. And you just got to know that, so you don't have to be offended when they do or don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely think there should be like some type of balance, because I feel like relationships are give and take, even your relationship with your husband or significant other, as well as your relationship with your girlfriends. I feel like I can't be the one, doing all the giving in this relationship. Like, I need you to pour into me too, like I pour into you. That's like one of the major things to me, and that may be why I just have like one true friend, because to me it's like a relationship, like how you call me on a bad day, can I call you on my bad day? You don't run me off, you know what I'm saying? So even like how you were saying people friend differently or whatever, but I feel like at the end of that, you should be giving me something too. Not that it should be give and take, but I feel like we should be able to bounce off each other. It shouldn't be like a one-way thing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And and you can still friend differently, and still, I might not give you the same thing you do, but I give you something, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I give some kind of value, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It might not be the same, but like if you get it, you get it, but you still.
Well, there it is, y'all. Thank you for tuning in again. Y'all, of course, please remember to like and subscribe to the 100 Proof Podcast, coming to you guys straight from Research TV. It is myself, Alexandria, and
Brittany.
And Neil and Brandon will be back next week, hopefully. So we will catch y'all later. Y'all have a great week.